Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Oh my gosh, the weather is out of control where I am. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but all of these tropical disturbances and potential tropical storms and possible hurricanes, no matter where I am right now, it's like out of control. So the weather is really bad, so hopefully the Wi-Fi is not going to interrupt this video. So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is super important, and I've talked about it before in certain videos, but never quite like this. So the majority of you, there's going to be some of you who watch this video on my email list that you aren't in my Facebook group. But the majority of you that are actually in my Facebook group, you know that I work with men as well as work with women, right? Although the majority of my clients at this current moment are women, okay? And when I work with men, I have a tendency to work with more men who are very masculine oriented. So that means that the way that that shows up in dating is that they have a tendency to want to pursue more, initiate contact more, move the relationship forward more, ask for commitment more. They have a tendency to have a significantly higher drive than men who have more feminine energy. And just to clarify, because I feel like this is really important, we all have both energies inside of us at all times. So there's a myth out there that men are masculine, women are feminine, and it's not true. We all have both energies inside of us, but we typically are more comfortable in one energy or the other, right? We typically are more dominant in one energy or the other. Typically, you know, there's a lot of women today who are very comfortable in their masculine energy and want to learn how to receive more, how to allow more, how to be pursued more. And a lot of men are very comfortable in their masculine energy. They're very comfortable in leading and directing and focusing and moving things forward and having a project and planning it out. So if you're a woman who enjoys being in your feminine energy, which means that you enjoy receiving and you enjoy allowing and you enjoy, you know, somebody making plans for you and somebody, you know, scheduling things and somebody courting you, then you're going to want a man who is more in his masculine energy. Now, there is a category of men which are called alpha males, and these are men that are really driven. These are men typically in our society that are CEOs, COOs, entrepreneurs. These are men who are very successful generally, not always. There's always exceptions to the rule, but these are typically men who are like really driven in their careers. They can be extremely controlling, you know, and they definitely will pursue you, sometimes too much. Like sometimes I have my female clients who will date an alpha male and they're like, oh my God, he's so intense. And I'm like, yes, alpha males are so intense. So you really have to be, you know, really comfortable with that, because the dating coaching world has kind of held up the alpha male as like the, you know, he's on a pedestal, like, oh my God, you want an alpha male, like that's what you want to go for, that's what you want to aim for, that's what you're looking for. And an alpha male is very dominant, which means that he really wants to control, and you're not going to get to control as much as you would like. So, you know, alpha males can be a little challenging to date and have a long-term relationship with. So just know that it's not always as easy to date an alpha male as it's being promoted. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, alpha males are the best. Well, they have a lot of great qualities, but they can be really hard to date. So just know that, okay? I personally think it's great when a man can balance both energies, when he can, be in his feminine and listen to you and nurture and support you and have your back, but he can also be in his masculine energy and call you and text you and plan dates and move the relationship forward and ask you for a commitment and propose in a good amount of time and get married and do all of that. So I think the mixture of both is the best component you can possibly get. So I really encourage that. Having said all that, I do have a client who is for sure an alpha male. And what I like about this particular client is he has done a lot of work on himself in the last 8 months to learn to tap into his feminine energy. He has learned how to tap into his emotions. He's learned to process his past. He's learned to heal any wounded parts of him. And he has become a very sensitive alpha male. So he has become like the 1% of the 1%. He has become the unicorn, right? He has become what many women are looking for, many women. So I wanted to hop on today because I wanted to talk about a conversation he and I had during his session this week, which he totally gave me permission to do this, by the way. I never break my clients' confidentiality. I never talk about what my clients tell me. The only time I do that is if I ask them permission and they say, oh my God, yeah, totally. You can use my story, you can talk about whatever you want. So he said, oh my God, please, you can use any parts of my story anytime if you feel like it will help. And I said, yes, I feel like this will really help. So he and I had this session this week, and what we talked about was a date he went on, okay, earlier this week. And what happened was he met a girl that had everything he was looking for, okay? Everything. Are you ready for this? She was beautiful. She was brilliant. She was funny. She was successful. She worked out. She ate well. She had everything he wanted. Everything. So he was so excited to go on this date because he was like, oh my God, I'm going on a date with a woman that has everything I'm looking for. This is going to be amazing. So he goes on the date and he hears what happened that ruined it for him. She took over the date. So during the date, she started leaning in towards him and started touching him on his leg, and then his arm, and then his leg, and then his arm, and proceeded to do that for the date. So when he left the date, even though she had everything he was looking for, he knew that he was not going to ask her out again. And she, of course, texted him after the date and said, thank you so much. I had a really nice time. I really appreciate it. And so I asked him, are you going to go out with her again? And he said, well, I may go out on another date with her because she has everything I'm looking for, but I can tell you right now, I'm not feeling it at all. Like, I'm not attracted to her. I'm not interested. And I said, how is that possible? She has everything you're looking for. And he said, I don't have the words to explain it to you, what I felt, but she was too interested for that point of our relationship. She was too into it at that point. So my client didn't even have words to explain for what was happening for him and why he didn't want to see this woman anymore. All he knew is that she was leaning in too much and she was taking over leading the date. She was leading the date by giving way too much physical contact too soon, by telling him, texting him before he could even reach out to her to let him know what a great time she had, which he already knew she had a great time because she was touching him constantly and being particularly, you know, flattering and all that on the date. And so he knew that he did not want to see her again. So there's a lot of you that will listen to this and go, oh my God, what's wrong with him? Why is he being so picky? And then there's those of you who will hear this and you will resonate with this because you will know what that energy feels like when you're on a date with a man and you want to take over. And so you start leaning in and you start touching him. And then after the date, you're so excited about him that you don't even want to wait to hear from him. And so you text him instead. So here's the thing. You guys have listened to all of my videos. You know what I recommend professionally as far as allowing men to pursue you. You know that I think professionally, right, that I believe that men are hunters and they want to hunt. I know that doesn't sound good, but it's the way men are biologically programmed back from cavemen days, right? When men had to go kill a lion, a saber-toothed tiger, and bring it back to the cave and feed everybody. You know that I think it's important to maintain sexual polarity in a relationship from the very first moment. And to really allow a man to come close and for you to keep your energy pulled back. So many women think that if they don't get super excited on the first date, if they don't tell the guy how they feel, if they don't do all that, the guy doesn't know that they're interested. But the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I wanted you to know it takes only a little bit of action to show a guy you're interested. So what I said to my client was, I said, I tell women when they go on a date and they like a guy to lightly touch his arm as a signal to let him know they're interested. And he said, yeah. He said, of course. He said, if she had lightly touched my arm, that would have signaled to me that she was interested, but it would have allowed me to pursue her. But she didn't do that. She heavily touched his arms, heavily touched his legs, and then reached out to him first. So my point of this entire video is to say that if you want a masculine man or an alpha male, let yourself be pursued. If that makes you uncomfortable, why does that make you uncomfortable? You know, I've talked to some women, right, who they feel like it makes them uncomfortable because they feel like they're in the old days, right? The olden days. And I have a video about that in this group. You can go watch that. But some women, it makes them uncomfortable because they're in their masculine energy and they feel like they need to lead and they need to move everything forward. So I challenge you, right, to just try pulling back on your dates. You know, tell him at the end of the night, right, that you had a good time, but don't text him afterwards. Like, just pull back, you know, and if you want to, lightly touch his arm, but don't touch him like everywhere. Don't lean in too much. Lean back a little bit and see if he fills the space. If he fills the space, he's interested, right? So I really challenge you to look at this and ask yourself, am I leading or am I being led? And why am I opposed to being led? What am I afraid of? Could I have some fun with this? Could I just go on some dates and like enjoy the process of letting a really sexy, smart, successful man pursue me? Because my client is smart, he's very successful, funny, caring, kind, compassionate, he's done his own work. Whoever gets him is going to be extremely lucky, right? And he doesn't want to control a woman. He doesn't want to take over and control her. But he does want to know that she has her own life and that she wants to know him before she decides on him. I want to say that again. He wants to know that she wants to know him before she decides on him. So you really have to take the time to get to know a man before you decide he's your man. So many women I talk to decide in the first couple of dates that a guy is the guy. But the reality is that you can't possibly know that. So give yourself time to lean back and see if that guy has the ability to lead, if that guy has the ability to actually direct you, and if that guy has a vision for partnership. And what you can be working on in that time is deciding if he is the guy for you, right? You are worth it. You're worth taking the time to decide instead of deciding in 2 days. Because if you think about it, that's only like 4 hours with somebody. So why would you decide somebody is the guy for you for the rest of your life in 4 hours? I love you guys a lot. I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and give you guys some feedback from an alpha male. As you know, my amazing group program is launching right now. So this group program is for women who are ready to be in a serious, committed relationship this year. What we're talking about in this group program is breaking free of all your limiting beliefs around partnership so that you can believe that love can happen for you. We're doing mindset work. I'm teaching you all about feminine energy, how to lean back, how to attract a masculine man, like a really powerful masculine man, how to have amazing online dating experiences, how to, attract men, manifest men. It's going to be a life-changing course. And I already have the course halfway filled. So I can only take 15 more women. So I encourage you, if you're interested, to sign up because this course will change your life forever. My course that just wrapped up like 3 weeks ago, multiple women in there have already met the guy that they're crazy about. So my work is powerful. It changes lives. And if you're feeling called to it or you're feeling drawn to my work, make the leap. Seriously, it's amazing. I'm teaching you everything I did to get engaged in 5.5 months and married in 7 months. So I love you guys so much. I'm going to put the link in the comments. People have been asking when it launches on September 28th, and the group is actually on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, but you have lifetime access to the group. So it doesn't matter if you're free on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, you can catch up later. I had a few women from the last course that are just now going through it because they were so busy. So it doesn't matter when it airs. It doesn't matter when the classes are. You can watch it 5 months from now. You can't buy it 5 months from now, but you can go through it 5 months from now. And I don't know if I'll ever do this course again. So if you are serious about a commitment and you love my work, then you're going to want to sign up for this now because I may not ever offer it again. All right, guys, I love you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.